This particular case, it's a married couple. They're fairly young, and they just had twin daughters. A situation like that, we typically will have a couple come into our office, and they won't have a clue where to start, but they know that they need to do some things. It's usually a major life change, like a marriage, or the birth of a child, or starting a business. A lot of different things. Retirement. Those are major life changes, and that's usually a trigger for when someone wants to come in and start talking with an advisor.
By thanking you guys for making this case competition for us. I'm Travis Knapp.
I'm Sean Cullen, and definitely it was a lot of fun. It was hard work, but hopefully we did a good job.
So we're going to dive right on in. So this is the outline of our presentation. We're going to go through the critical assumptions we made for the case competition for the family, the debt relief strategies, recommendations for investments, tax ramifications, estate planning, and then yearly budget and retirement.
All right, so critical assumptions. Since we were only given a limited amount of information, we had to make assumptions ourselves. So all of our numbers are based off these assumptions. So yearly income based off 52 work weeks, so they didn't take out any holidays or anything. Andrea, since she's paid hourly, worked 40 hours a week. Holiday pay, bonuses, gifts, and all that we didn't take into consideration. Or spontaneous increases or decreases in pay. We only did a 3% increase in pay every year for both of them, which was given in the competition. The 401k and the 401b, we used an annual rate of 4.5%. That's just kind of an average that we were able to dig up. The 401k takes the annual investment and then adds the employer's investment on top of that. And then that 4.5% we took as an annual rate at the end of the year and then compounded it all. So the numbers would probably change if it was compounded multiple times a year. Miscellaneous expenses were taken into consideration. We made actually a miscellaneous account. That way, like during the holiday seasons, if they wanted to spend more during the budget, and what would just happen is if they had any of that extra money in the miscellaneous account, they would just roll that straight over into their savings.
And we realize there's a lot of expenses that you can't account for if things come up, so we tried to assume that with the disposable, the miscellaneous to offset just a little bit.
So I recommended that they invest in Ellie's 529 plan through college, thereby not having to pay the taxes and allowing other cash flow for Andrew and Matt to be freed up elsewhere.
Because we think that education and retirement and saving is very important, we don't really suggest putting a lot of money into stocks and bonds at this current moment. We think that if they have more disposable income later on, they can invest in something and use a risk tolerance questionnaire to find something that would be right for them. But we think that education and getting prepared for the future is the most important in a safe way.
So insurance advice. Right now, Matt's company and Andrew's company, they don't have enough life insurance if something were to happen, whether that somebody dies or if somebody loses their job. And so what's important to know here is that you need to put away savings, and this applies to anybody. You need to put away savings for 6 months of expenses, because you got to think, you're probably not going to be working, or if you are needing to find a job, it's going to take maybe 6 months. You need to put away roughly $20,000 for this. And so they can make monthly, yearly contributions a little at a time, and this could also come from Andrea's gift. So with life insurance, though, they need to assess their education, their expenses, and their mortgage. And so if you were to die, you want to be able to provide your spouse with enough money to cover all those expenses.
I know that I never think about finances really. It's definitely not my nature or what I want to do ever. And so I think that it was really important to really see these numbers and to see how this family is, because neither of them are in finances and they're doing their own family's finances. So I think that it really helped me to think about my own personal money, and especially like we talked about, just $1 invested today when I'm 20 is going to be so much more beneficial.
I mean, I'm in finance, so I'm a finance major, and I knew that this is going to be what I want to do my field. Like, this is the field I want to be in. But it wasn't until I did this that I knew that I wanted to be a financial advisor. I wanted to be a financial planner. And like, just going through this, like, being able to help people like reach their goals, and especially for families like this that have like, you know, a kid with special needs, like to be able to give them the right advice so that they can support them. Just, I think it's going to mean a lot to me to have that